The Tour de France is the largest and greatest free-to-watch sporting event on Earth. "189 of the world's elite riders compete, but it's far more than just a bike race. It's become the centerpiece of the international sporting summer and has created heroes famous the world over. Right from its inception in 1903, the Tour de France was an ambitious idea. It was longer and more arduous than any other cycling event that had come before it. The early competitors on their heavy machines negotiated roads little better than cart tracks for hundreds of kilometers during the day and often deep into the night. It wasn't just about racing for these riders either. They had to find their own food and drink and make all their own repairs. Since the 1930s, cyclists haven't been the only spectacle on the roads. There's also the publicity caravan. This extraordinary 25-kilometre snaking giant travels ahead of the race, dispensing all kinds of free gifts to the waiting roadside fans, advertising everything from mobile phones to cars and ice cream. No vehicle is allowed to stop, and they reach the destination 1 hour before the riders. But of course, it is the cyclist that the fans line the route to catch a glimpse of. Over the last century or more, legends have been created around the names of such riders as Gino Bartali, the Italian who won 2 Tour de France titles 10 years apart, still the longest gap between victories. Then there was Bartali's compatriot, the man they called Il Campionissimo, Fausto Coppi. He remains perhaps the most elegant man ever to have ridden a bicycle. Another elegant figure was the first 5-time winner, Frenchman Jacques Anquetil. As cool as he was powerful, he had a great rivalry with another Frenchman, Raymond Poulidor. Poulidor never won the Tour. He was second 3 times and third 5 times, but his grace and sportsmanship means he remains a beloved figure in his native France. Another French 5-time winner was Bernard Hinault. The Breton was indomitable. He once said, "As long as I breathe, I attack." Mentally tough, his success had as much to do with the sheer force of his personality as through his athletic ability. From Belgium came maybe the greatest cyclist of them all, Eddy Merckx, nicknamed the Cannibal because of his insatiable hunger for victory. He won the Tour 5 times and still holds the record for most stage wins and for most days spent in the yellow jersey. From Spain came Miguel Indurain. Relentless and hard-riding, he was the first to complete what had previously been thought impossible, 5 victories in a row. Greg LeMond was the first American winner. He won the event 3 times. In 1989, he famously beat Laurent Fignon on the final day by the shortest winning margin in Tour de France history, just 8 seconds. LeMond's victory fired the imagination of a young cyclist back in Texas. Is there anyone who follows sport who doesn't know the extraordinary story of Lance Armstrong's battle against cancer and his subsequent ascent to become the king of the Tour de France for 7 consecutive years? He gave the watching public so many memorable moments. His victory on stage 18 in 1995, which he dedicated to his teammate and friend, Fabio Casatelli, who had crashed and died on stage 15. His bike handling skills, when he was forced off the road during a descent of the Col de la Rochette on the 9th stage in 2003. His victory on stage 15 in that same year, despite being knocked off his bike by a spectator during his ascent to Les Ardennes. And the triumphant completion of his 7 victories. Now these heroes and this great sporting pageant have come here, to London. Welcome to the Tour de France.